This is Go Deep episode 168. Today we talked to my homie Tyler. That's my dog from Subjective Reviews. Everybody know Tyler. Homie's the next one up, about to get 1,000 fucking subscribers. Everybody go subscribe to Tyler's show. He's a cool dude. He got a lot of cool perspectives on all this shit we talk about. Y'all gonna enjoy this interview. Let's get into it. Oh, hold on. But first, before we get into some music, we're gonna talk about no, we can talk about that after the music. No, we could talk about that before. Let's talk about it right now. So everybody talking about, Zack Snyder has screened his movie. And I think they're talking about it on February 6th. We heard Sean O'Connell talking about that on Twitter not too long ago. So Sean O'Connell definitely is in the know. And which is cool also because we got an interview with Sean O'Connell coming up on Go Deep. Yeah, bitch. That's about it, because me and Tyler talked about that in the interview too. So let's just get into some music, and then right after that we'll get into the interview with Tyler. Subjective Reviews on Go Deep episode 168. Yeah, bitch.
I awoke from my rest and I began to write for y'all, truth from a speck of light. I chose to bring relief to those that hunger for the food of thought, cause this is the life we chose. Fools go tempt many and led them astray. Others watched it go down, was afraid to speak on it. Some never recovered from the mental enslavement. From I came greatness, the world wasn't ready to face me. Remember, they caught you clever. Remember, you see they coming. Remember, they caught you clever. Young this wicked brother Cal ordered them to come with their faces painted with smiles, and they came from air, land, and ocean. I watched as the size of good and evil was chosen. Everything seemed to move in slow motion. People ran frantic as herds of wild steed. Their minds like rabbits, souls like deer. Fear was felt when the radiation melted the eyes from their heads. I fled seeking cover to find none, trying for selection. Played by RZA, buildings crumble, missiles and bullets whistle, the earth rumble. Water-filled tunnels quickly from both ends. Trucks drop from bridges that swayed from high winds. They thought he was slipping cause trees buckle like knees, continuing to build and break the seventh seal. From the sky came fiery hail, trains derail. Horsemen, footed with sheets, shaped in concrete. Roar of the lion, voice thunder when I speak. From the finger came lightning, striking the beast. Jail cell broken by the wise words spoken. Gun smoking, it's the deaf poet quoting.
It's the way the lag when we record.
Alright, now I have to figure out how to do that.
At the very bottom, you'll see a small white camera.
Oh, okay, just press that. Alright,
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yep, perfect.
Alright, cool.
Alright, so what's going on, man? Hold on. This is Go Deep 168, I think. God damn. I've been rolling, dog. I got my homie. What you want me to call you? Subjective Reviews or?
You can just say Tyler from Subjective Reviews or whatever, just Tyler. It's all good.
Well, I'm gonna keep this in the podcast anyway, so you just introduce yourself. What's going on, Tyler?
How's it going? I'm happy to be on. Can't wait. Can't talk about some stuff.
Word. So for the people, no, first I want to tell you I'm happy that you're on too. I remember when you hit me up a few months ago. I couldn't podcast at the time. I didn't even have my computer, but the thing about it was we had a computer downstairs at like our little community room in the apartment complex. So I used to use that computer, but then it stopped allowing me to use Google Hangouts. It stopped allowing me to do all kind of bullshit. So then
really?
Yeah, then the coronavirus came, and then they just shut the computer room down completely. So then I had to go buy my own computer, and now I got my Google Hangouts back and all this other shit. So I remembered you, and I just hit you up, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I appreciate that because you hit me up a couple months ago, and I said, "Oh man, he's avoiding me." And then you commented on Twitter maybe a couple days ago saying that we should do one, and I said, "Yeah, I'm down." And I didn't hear anything for a couple days. So, I guess we're not doing this. But
no, man, I wasn't avoiding you. Shit been going on, man. Shit been going on. Trust me.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
Word. So for the people who don't know about you, tell the fans something about you. Tell them who you are and what's your motivation in the movement.
Who I am. I'm Tyler from Subjective Reviews. I started this whole YouTube channel because I'm originally from Maryland and I moved to PA and I went to college and that's where I met my wife, and she's from Pennsylvania, so that's where I am now. And I feel like I don't have many friends around here.
Yeah.
So I was kind of looking for an outlet. And for a while, my wife didn't want me to do YouTube because she was afraid of all the negativity and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That comes along with it. But eventually, because I'm all about doing stuff that I enjoy.
Right.
And I was trying to figure out what that was, and she said, "Oh, you should do stuff on movie reviews because you like movies and stuff." And I said, "Yeah, but I don't want to write about them. I don't want to do stuff I don't like writing. I like talking about it." So eventually she came to her senses and said, "You should do a YouTube channel." So I started that up. And then when I first started, I was doing movie reviews and stuff like that. But then I would put in DC stuff here or there.
Right.
And then I saw that, people were really latching on to the DC Snyder Cut stuff. So then I just went straight hard with the Snyder Cut stuff because I love it as well. It's a never ending story. Every single day there just seems to be more and more that comes out about it.
Hell yeah.
And I simply say it's a Justice League movie directed by Zack Snyder. So what isn't there to love?
Right, correct.
So yeah, that's why I started, and that's why I'm in deep right now.
Damn right, you're on Go Deep.
Yeah, and I'm getting in deeper into the movement too, as you can tell.
Yeah, no, I can see because you got a real your logo catches your eye easily. So it's everything you say, everyone automatically sees it, because I don't know, your logo really, really grabs attention. So when you put some shit out, it looks like it's some official, magazine shit. I'm not saying saying anything from your quality, but people, when they see it, they don't know where there's New York Times or a guy doing YouTube reviews because your logo looks like it gathers that same amount of attention.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I guess I did a good job on that. The yellow and the purple really catches your eye, and that's when I first started YouTube and everything. That's what I was looking to do, is to grab people's attention with my thumbnails and everything. So obviously, a yellow and a pink is going to grab your attention. So
yeah, definitely. What part of PA you in? My homeboy lives in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay, that's 40 minutes from me. I live in a small town, Spring City, Pennsylvania. I'm about an hour away from Philly. I don't know if you ever heard of King of Prussia. That's 30 minutes from me.
All right.
So yeah, I'm in a little small town.
So you're an Eagles fan?
No.
No?
No.
Steelers?
See, I'm not really a football guy. I'm a baseball guy.
Oh, okay.
And so that was my life for many years. So I was a big Orioles fan.
Yeah.
And then I moved to PA, and obviously it took me a while to become a Phillies fan, but now I'm a pretty hardcore Phillies fan because my team, they absolutely suck right now, and looks like they're not spending the money they need to win. So I'm just going to be on the Philly side for a little bit until my O's turn it around. So we'll see.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the Orioles lately. For a while.
Dude, God, I don't even like talking about it because a couple years ago, they had a couple all-stars on their team. They had a couple familiar names, and then they got this new GM in, and they literally just dumped everyone. They got rid of all of their good, okay players. Like it's to the point now where it's just a minor league team. There isn't anyone like when I watch them play, I don't even know any of the players. It's like what am I like? That's why I was kind of like, you know what? I'm just gonna put them on the back burner for a little bit until they figure out their shit.
Right. Well, sometimes that minor league ball works. Those sometimes boys are fun.
Yeah. You are right because these guys they have the fire and they want to make a name for themselves and they're up and coming and they so yeah that is true and something good could come out of this, but from what I see right now, it's not looking too good. But only time will tell.
Yeah. What position did you play? Baseball.
I played first base.
Oh, all right. So
first base and a little bit of outfield.
You're pretty tall, huh?
Yeah, I'm 6'6".
Oh, okay. I get it. So,
yeah.
How's you've been kind of navigating through the movement? I see you're like almost at 1,000 subscribers, right?
Almost, man. That's why I want to send congratulations to you. I know I said it when you hit it, but I was watching your sub count for a while.
Oh man,
and I saw you finally get it, and I was like, all right, cool, congratulations.
And I see you up next, right?
I'm trying, man. You hit stages where like you're rolling, and then you just hit like a block where it's like for a couple of days you don't get any, and you're like sitting back like, man, what did I do wrong?
Right, exactly.
But no, it's been a fun ride, man. You've been doing this for a long time. I didn't think that doing this I would become like a part of something.
Right.
And so it's been a great time. The people I've been meeting and it's just been a great time. And without me doing YouTube, I wouldn't be on this show. I wouldn't have met Chris Wong and all these other people. So it's been awesome.
No, you're doing your thing, man. You're doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
What are you getting out of it? Like movement-wise or content-wise, do you see any benefits? Like you said, people like to see DC content, so I guess people like to see Zack Snyder content also, right?
Primarily, from what I noticed, it's Snyder Cut. Whenever I try to talk about just other DC content, it doesn't get that many views or comments.
Right.
I think it's like, if you're a DC fan right now, it's like all about the Snyder Cut, which again, I'm happy to talk about all about the Snyder Cut, but every now and then I want to talk about other stuff. Right. And it was funny because I was listening to you go deep the other day with Alexander, and whenever I talk about like the new Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman, or other DC content, he'll chime in and kind of give me some slack for it because he's like all about like Ben Affleck's Batman and like nothing else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, he's fucking he can get aggressive, but he's passionate. So I can't hate on that
and what I respect about him, and I wish more people would be like this, is the dude understands. He's like, you know what, that's your own thing, whatever, but I'm not gonna hate you for it. I'm not gonna be friends with you because you look forward to seeing this new interpretation of Batman. Right. And I appreciate that. He's gonna give you his opinion. Right. He's gonna come after you and be like, yo, this is how I feel. But at the end of the day, he's not like, okay, screw you, I'm putting you off on the side now.
Right. But of course you see that also the other side of that. You do see people in this movement that say, oh, screw you, I can't talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, damn.
Oh my God, dude, you know what? Right before I got on with you, we were just hit with some like positivity within the movement. I don't know if you saw or not. Did you see it with the Sean O'Connell
Sean O'Connell, right.
Yeah, he said, and I brought this to his attention like a couple months ago. We were doing a stream together,
right?
And he said he had a tweet that said like remember February 6th or something like that.
Right.
And I asked him about it on the show. He said I can't talk about that. And I said, okay, whatever. So then there was an article that came out, I guess, from Heroic Hollywood saying today that what that was a screening of the Snyder Cut for, I guess, WB executives and DC people.
Oh,
and
wow.
So now Sean came out officially and said, yes, that's why I said that. That's what it was all about. And I was like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? It's little things like that that really make me happy or really make this movement stride. Is like, okay, yeah, like that's that's a good step. That's a good
Right.
that's a good thing.
Definitely.
Which we probably already knew this, but
Right.
it's just nice to see someone saying, yeah, that happened on this date. Like executives saw the movie.
Right, definitely.
And then I'm like, this is awesome. This is a good day for the movement. And then you got these people. You got these people that have to come out and they have to shit on it. And what pisses me off is these people, and you know who I'm talking about, these people who come out and they say like little things like, I don't know if you saw how there's been this thing going around saying that possibly there's going to be a Snyder Cut teaser on HBO Max May 27th.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of sources that have said it, whatever. And again, you've got these people that come out and they're like, no, that's not happening. How do you know that's not happening? Because I got a source. Okay, you got one guy?
Right.
You got one guy. You mean it? Listen, this thing is like so close to the chest. Like Zack Snyder and like the really higher ups at WB, like they know what's going on, or AT&T,
Right.
they know what's going on.
Right.
And you got these people that he's like the maintenance dude for WB. That's probably their source or whatever. I don't even know, a friend of a friend of a friend. And he's saying, no, that's not happening. So then they straight out come out and say, no, it's not.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Like, and I put out a tweet, I think it was last week, and I put it out because again, a certain someone was like spreading this negativity, and I said, listen, I put out this long tweet and I said, we understand, like let us have this moment. Let us be positive for a second.
Right.
You know, when the shit comes out eventually and says whatever just happened isn't true, we can handle it. We've
Right.
already been over that mountain before.
Right.
We get it.
Right.
Okay. So let us run high until we see that it didn't happen, or it was false information. But you got these people that have to come out right away and shit on it.
Right.
And I'm like, you guys don't even know if it's true. You're just doing this because your source told you.
Right.
I was like, we can handle it. We're men.
Right.
We get that. So
Right.
just lay it off. Like, don't do that. Because I'm all about positivity. I don't put out negative shit.
Right.
If over here I see you're putting out stuff that I don't quite believe, I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm not going to chime in. I'm just going to be like, okay, whatever, have your moment. Now, I don't know if that's right, but that's just how I feel about it. I'm always trying to be positive.
Right.
And that's what pisses me off about some people in this movement, is just straight to negativity.
Right. No, you summed it up perfectly, Doug. And I've been trying to say that shit for so long because, like, why can't we just have our moment? And I've seen it since, like, Dave, maybe 2 years ago when Zach was going to Comic-Con. Supposedly, Zach was going to Comic-Con. But, so you had the people who was rushing to break the scoop. Zach was going to Comic-Con. And then you had the people who's rushing to break the anti-scoop. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing it before anything even happens. You know, it's like, oh, Zach's going. And we're like, yay. And then another guy's like, nope, Zach's not going to be there. And we're like, oh, yay. You know, before anything even happens, before the news even exists, we're already emotionally going up and down, up and down. And I don't know whether that is people chasing clout or whether it's just people just trying to fuck with you, because you know it's the internet. So people gonna want to fuck with people on the internet. It's just what they do, you know? But, like, what are we witnessing? Are we witnessing clout chasers, or are we witnessing, like, some mischievous little fucking internet trolls? What is it, dog?
I think it's a mixture of both. But, you know, I think, like you say, cloud chasing, I think that's a big part of it. Because in their minds, that makes them like the scooper. You know what I mean? So if they come out and say, oh, Zach's not going to be at the Comic-Con, and then it doesn't happen, like, see, I told you.
Right.
Like, oh, he knows what he's talking about or whatever. I think that's what it comes down to. It's like you said, man, we're getting so excited for stuff. And I try to tell people all the time, it's like, okay, everyone wants to know if this teaser is going to be for HBO Max. Well, guess what? It's going to be like a week and a half.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, don't come out and say, no, it's not going to. Like, I'm telling people, just wait. It's a week and a half. Then we can all say, oh, okay, it didn't happen.
Right.
And we can move on.
Right.
You know, but you got these people, like you said, that just come out, and it's like, why even say something?
Right.
Why?
Right.
And you know what? The moment you say, and I cannot wait for the movie to get announced or whenever that happens, because you're going to have people that are going to come out and say on a certain day it's not going to happen, and then it's going to get announced, and then they're going to look like fools. So that's why you shouldn't even say anything, because then that's going to ruin your whole reputation or whatever you were chasing.
Right. And they'll never come out and apologize. They'll never say, damn, I was wrong. Rarely few people say that shit, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like the king of speculation. And I tell everyone in my videos, I'm like, listen, I'm completely speculating here. And I tell people all the time, it's just, don't get your expectations too high.
Right.
Always like, take it with a grain of salt, but don't completely say no, it's not.
Right.
It's not happening.
Right.
So everything I see, every little tidbit of news I see or whatever, I take it with or I look at it and go, okay, maybe I believe this 60%.
Right.
And we'll wait and see, and then time will tell you what's going to happen.
Correct. And then when, like, people, I kind of want us to look at patterns too. If we were having negative news affect us in 2016, don't think it stopped in 2020. It never stops. It's just can we get through it or not? Can we overcome it or not? But we're gonna witness this bullshit. I just don't. I kind of want to know why we're witnessing. Why are so many people mad at Zach? Even his people mad at his fandom. That's a little crazy. But I think we're getting through it. It kind of looks like a lot of people are coming together. The account is back. Some people coming back on Twitter that hasn't been here for years, So I think maybe we're getting through it. But let me ask you this. Where are we? Do you think just the Snyder Cut is going to be it? Because you hear the guys talking about it ends on a cliffhanger. So we're probably going to need to see another 1 or 2 movies.
I don't think the Snyder Cut's it. I've been pushing this for a while, talking about how Zach's coming back.
Right.
And in my mind, what I'm thinking is this is why you haven't heard a thing from WB or AT&T, is because they are putting together like this ultimate announcement. Like, it's not just going to be that we're getting the Snyder Cut. It's literally going to be this whole thing. It's going to be, you're getting the Snyder Cut. You're getting Zach to finish his movie arc. You're going to get the Ayer Cut. And maybe you're going to have Henry Cavill back as Superman, getting his Man of Steel 2. I think it's just going to be this full-on, like, just bomb attack. Just, right, you know what I mean? That's how I truly feel. Now, again, the easy thing to say, which, again, makes a lot of sense, is you release the Snyder Cut and see how well it does. And if it does really well, then you can be like, okay, we'll let Zach finish what he started. Right. And if it bombs and doesn't do any good, which I highly doubt that's going to happen, then you can just say, okay, that's the end. We gave you what you wanted. Now move on.
Right.
But yeah, I personally think it's just been, going on 3 years now and haven't said a word. I'm just like, I think there's more at play here.
Right. I agree. And I think you're right about that big bomb, because defense, like, nobody has ever gotten this much information to a corporation ever and told them, hey, we want this. You know what I mean? Usually the corporations just put shit out and hope that it catches fire. But this time we have told them, we want this and we don't care how much it costs. So now they can build something tremendous around this, and that would explain the secrecy. That would explain the silence,
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I think that's what they're doing. Is they see a big opportunity here, and they're trying to take full advantage of it. Right. So they don't want to say anything yet, and they want to they want to keep it close to their chest until like the very last possible minute, because there has been so many times before where they could have dropped this announcement.
Right.
Was it last year Comic-Con where Disney wasn't, or the year before Disney wasn't there or some shit, like it was the perfect time to do it.
Right.
And it's just multiple opportunities for them to say something. And even like now with what's going on with the coronavirus and like no movie news, like what better way to get the whole entertainment industry back with announcing the Snyder Cut? But they still haven't done it yet, because they're literally saving this for, it's going to be like, when it happens, it's going to be like craziness.
I agree.
It's going to be one of the biggest days in movie history.
I agree. Probably the biggest days.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I had someone comment. I made a comment on one of my videos maybe a couple months ago, saying how this is going to be like one of the biggest movies of all time, and this guy commented like, "Really, one of the biggest movies of all time?" I'm like, "Yeah. Do you realize that Endgame, like financially, is the biggest movie of all time? So you're talking about a DC Justice League movie wouldn't be one of the biggest movies of all time?"
Right.
And he never responded back. So.
Right. Correct. Not to mention, we all know it's going to be twice as better as Endgame. So the world knows that,
Most definitely.
Even the Marvel fans know that. So they're going to watch it,
And that's the best part. When it comes to WB, they know they're going to make money off of this. because literally everyone is going to watch it. The people that shit on it are going to watch it. The Marvel fans are going to watch it. The DC fans are, like Zack Snyder fans. Everyone's going to watch it.
Right.
Because it's been the biggest movement, the biggest thing they've ever seen.
Right. So tell me this: do you think that should be a theatrical run? Should they just milk it for what it can get, or should they just maybe HBO Max it and see what this coronavirus can do to their streaming numbers?
Yeah, see, that's a tough one. I've always been in favor of them putting it in the movie theaters first. Yeah. I thought a perfect idea would be able to like give it like a movie theater release run for a couple months, and then as soon as it's done, plop it right on HBO Max, and then maybe a couple months after that, then you put it out on DVD. But I think with the coronavirus, it's really changing everything up because all the production schedules have been halted, and they're at a time where, especially HBO Max, like they need content,
right? And
so I don't know. It seems like they're gonna dump it on HBO Max, but then you have the people internationally that aren't going to be able to get it. But I see that AT&T is they're trying ways to get them to be able to see it through different networks and stuff. But yeah, I mean, me personally, I would love to see it in the movie theaters first, but it does look like it's going to be on HBO Max, but I don't know.
All right, cool. What do you think about the latest little saga of Jeff Johns fucking up the DCEU? I mean, we all knew that, but now that kind of people confirm it, how did that hit you that day?
I really don't know. I never really cared about the whole Jeff Johns situation. I think it's one of those deals where it's like, where's that going to get us? I mean, I think listening to everyone talk about it and their different views on him, I think he did somewhat screw over Zach. I think it wasn't just him; it was multiple people.
Right.
But yeah, I try not to, even thinking about like people like Toby Emmerich and stuff like that. I'm just like, at this point, I feel like, Toby's on his way out and Jeff Johns has kind of already been, put on the sideline.
Yeah.
It sucks that, that whole thing happened to Zach. It's really messed up what they did to him.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm just like, I don't want to harp on that because like it already happened and it's over with. So now I'm like focused on like, okay, getting Zach back and getting this movie out.
All right.
But I don't know. I wanted to like Jeff Johns, but I just don't like the whole his like CW verse and everything, and I don't know. And I really he had something to do with the Titans on DC Universe, I think. And the first season I actually enjoyed somewhat, and the second season was like just trash in my eyes. But yeah, his whole like CW, I don't know. I don't even know if I've read any of his comics. I know they always say his Green Lantern was really good. But I don't even know if I've ever read his comics. So maybe his writing is better. That's what I hear, but I don't know.
Yeah, everyone talks about his Green Lantern. Everyone says that's his stake in the ground,
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
What do you think about the movies that I kind of guess he's been in charge of? Greenlight and Shazam and all those that we just had to recently get through. Do you think, DC and Warner Brothers are? I know the Snyder Cut could bounce them back, but. Damn, are they on like one leg right now, limping through the battlefield?
I don't know, man. It seems like it, because you got Aquaman right after Justice League, right. And that made a bunch of money, and I enjoyed Aquaman. I thought, I mean, like that. I don't know. I guess the plot was a little weak, but what I enjoyed about it was the visuals. I'm big on visuals.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
too.
Why Zach's one of my favorite directors.
Right, correct.
I thought what they did with the underwater scenes was incredible.
Hell yeah.
But then after that, you got Shazam, and that was like one of those like Justice League situations where I tried to say that I liked it, but then secretly I didn't. and then like, but now I tell people like, yeah, I didn't really dig Shazam. I think the problem with Shazam was the whole budget. They didn't give him enough money, so there wasn't that visual, like there wasn't that spectacular like fight scenes. Like when they were in the city, like flying in the city, him and the other dude, Dr. Savannah, I was like, okay, it's about to go down. It's about to be like Man of Steel type fighting right here. None of that happened. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, like I think it was like a budget of $100 million, which is still a decent budget, but they just didn't do anything with the money.
Right.
So I was disappointed with that. And then they had Birds of Prey, and again, it was a cheaper film, and that was another film that I really didn't. I thought it was okay,
right.
But I didn't like. I'm never going to go back to it again.
Do you give
But yeah,
him Joker credit?
it seems like Walter Hamada came in and tried to start making all these like superhero films with like lower budgets, which at first seemed like a good idea. But I think at the end of the day, you need to spend a lot of money on these films to make them like really good, to make them spectacular. Unless you're making a movie like Joker, which is the opposite, which that was just an artsy type film that was just amazing acting.
Right.
And and that just Joaquin Phoenix just killed it.
Right.
And that's why that movie made so much money.
Right.
But when you're gonna have a film like Shazam, or you have to have a big budget.
Right. Right.
So.
Did you like Joker?
Oh, I love Joker, man.
Yeah. What did you love about it?
I love the score. The music was amazing. Again, Joaquin Phoenix, his interpretation of the Joker, I thought was amazing. It's incredible to me how you can take such a simple story and just make it so good.
Right.
I think that's what Todd Phillips did.
Right.
Is he took a very basic plot but he just again put an amazing actor in the role, and he just gave it his all. And just the cinematography and just the emotions involved in the film, like I love that. Like if you're not going to give me like a Man of Steel BVS type film where it's just crazy action, crazy CGI, then you're going to have to give me whatever Joaquin Phoenix just did, because that was incredible.
Correct. Either it's Zack Snyder or it's Martin Scorsese. It's like that's the only one I want to watch.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm about. Like if you're gonna do a comic book movie like that on low budget, that's what you need. You need incredible acting. You need like just someone to just kill it.
Right. Definitely. I agree. You excited about Wonder Woman?
That's a hard one. I'm excited, but I'm kind of nervous as well, because I think didn't Jeff Johns produce that or something? He did the writing for it or something.
Yeah, I think he's involved in the writing.
Yeah. So, I think Hans Zimmer did the score, so I'm looking forward to the score. I don't know. I just don't know. It has a lot of potential, but I think that movie, didn't the first Wonder Woman make like $800 or $900 million?
Yeah, about 900 million. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how this movie does financially. Now, again, with the virus, they want to release it in movie theaters in August, but I don't know if people are going to be so willing to go out right away in August to see it. So that could be a big mistake and could hurt their financials. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to see it.
Right.
I'm not really like, I'm kind of excited for it, but I'm not like, fully excited.
I heard you bring up the Batman, Robert Pattinson Batman. You excited about that?
I'm excited on the grounds that it's Batman because it's my favorite character.
Right. Okay.
I think the only work I've seen Matt Reeves do is his Planet of the Apes. I enjoyed those movies. I don't know if I've ever seen any of his other movies that he's directed, but I enjoyed his Planet of the Apes. So I'm excited that he's the director. It's the whole Robert Pattinson casting was like so against the wall that I'm kind of excited for it. Just to see like what he brings to the table, because you just look at that and you're just like, what? Out of everyone they could have chose, like him.
Right.
But I think that happens a lot within Hollywood, is you see these castings and you're just like, no, that's not like. I always go back to Jared Leto being picked as the Joker. He's like, not Jared.
Heath Ledger.
No, not Jared Leto. Heath Ledger. My bad.
Ledger, yep.
Yeah, and I was like, what? And then it's just like, damn, like he killed it,
Killed it. Yeah.
So, I think for me, I just need to wait until the first trailer, and then I'll go from there.
All right, cool. Well, so how do you feel about? Damn, we could have had this Ben Affleck Batman, and now we're getting this. Does it make you pissed off at Robert Pattinson, or do maybe you think we can still get both?
Yeah, this is the point I try to stress to Alexander Kahn all the time. And I'm like, listen, dude, in my heart, I feel like Ben is coming back.
Okay,
so
me too.
I'm not mad about the whole Robert Pattinson thing. Yes, it's frustrating because we should have gotten this Ben Affleck Batman standalone against Deathstroke, but I still think that could possibly be in the cards. So the way I'm looking at it as Batman being my favorite character. So you mean to tell me that you can give me two interpretations? Like, I'm down with that. Like, give me the Ben Affleck back and then give me this other interpretation over here with Robert Pattinson doing his own trilogy type movie with Matt Reeves. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's the way I look at it. Now, if they eventually come out and say, okay, this isn't happening, Ben's not coming back, Zach's not coming back, that's all done, then I'll be a little more frustrated. But for the time being, that's what I talk about, trying to have hope and trying to be positive. That's how I feel.
Right. Okay. Well, there's another little tricky question in this, and if we wasn't dealing with so much internet drama, we probably could talk about this question. So there's Jared Leto supposedly going to be in the Snyder Cut as Joker, but he was taken out of Birds of Prey completely. So that's kind of like a conflict of interest. Which side do you think is winning? Because Birds of Prey just had the lowest score out of all of them, but I know the Snyder Cut will have the highest, which will probably have Jared Leto in it. So do you kind of see like a tug of war inside of WB?
I see in WB, I see a tug of war between WB and AT&T.
Ah, right. I can see that.
Yeah, and I think it's really interesting, and it kind of makes me like really happy inside, because I feel like what AT&T is doing is they're saying that we want the Snyder Cut and we want Zach to come back and finish his movies, and WB is going, we don't want that, but then AT&T is like, well, we own your ass, so we can do whatever we want.
Yep.
And that's why I've even floated the idea around saying how maybe WB can have their own DC universe over here with some of the same characters.
Right.
And then AT&T can tell Zach that you're going to finish your Justice League movies for HBO Max. So you can kind of have, okay, like the DC universe over here with WB is still going to have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but then you're going to have Zack Snyder's Justice League, Zack Snyder's DC universe over here with HBO, and she can still be part of that too, because that's where the multiverse comes into play and all that stuff.
Right. So would it be a movie form, or would it be like a Watchmen series type thing?
I would love for it to be a movie form. Right. I know that's been floating around too, with some people saying it could be a series. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but when it comes to like, would I rather watch a movie or a TV show, it's definitely a movie.
Right.
I don't like the breakups that TV shows have.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'll take it any way you want to give me. Give it to me honestly. If you tell me Zach's gonna make a Justice League show now instead of movie, okay, that's fine. I'm down with it. As long as you still give me his great visuals and give him the money he needs,
right?
And it just sounds good to me.
I think we can binge watch a Justice League. They do it with Stranger Things. I'm pretty sure they can.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? If they told me that was dropping at midnight, I would watch it all night. That's not even. I've already like planned, man. Like when this movie gets announced, I'm probably gonna leave work. Like I can't. Like I'm not gonna be able to work. Like if I find out while I'm working and they say it was just announced, I'm leaving right away. I'm like in emergency type form, just not even telling anyone, just rolling out.
What would your excuse be?
What was that?
I said, what would your excuse be the next day?
I don't know. I just got sick. I don't know. Something happened. Something came up.
Oh man, it's been a great.
I usually don't give my work excuses. I just tell them I'm leaving.
Right. All right. I feel you. Yeah, man. It's been a great show. You're hitting all the topics like exactly perfect.
I'm sorry if I'm speaking too fast or whatever.
Nah, hell no. I like shit like that. Well, look, we're only on 34 minutes and we're almost done. This is perfect. So, nice.
I'm gonna be the shortest go deep.
We might add somebody else in here. No, I'm bullshitting. No, this has been a perfect interview because you're really hitting the topics on. But what I can tell is you kind of got your own experience in doing this.
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking about this for a while. I've had a lot of this stuff built up for a while because I don't tell anyone that I work with. I don't really, like I said, I don't have many friends, so. Right. I don't like to bother people with this information unless I'm online.
So what about the movements coming up? Are you going to help us trend on, when HBO Max announced their shit?
Yeah, May 27th. Yeah, definitely. I'll be helping out for sure.
So what it looks like it's gonna be like, I don't know, two different events. Some people are wanting to trend on Twitter and some people want to go in the HBO Max I guess comment section like they did last time. I don't know, but I ain't trying to shoot down anybody's shit. I'm just kind of trying to tell what's going on,
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like whatever you want to do. Like, I see people all the time always going back and forth, like, what hashtag should we use? And I'm just like, yeah, you use whatever. There's been plenty of events where I try to follow the rules to a T.
Right.
And I think was it the last event that it was something like you want to say like something you are, and you want to hashtag release the Snyder Cut, and then you want to say something that's completely has nothing to do with the Snyder Cut. Like, so for instance, one of my tweets was like, I am a hashtag father, and it's like, I am hashtag release the Snyder Cut. And I felt like I was the only one that was following that format, because I was looking down on Twitter and everyone was just like, release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just whatever.
Yo, you're funny as shit. And I know
it was cracking me up, because I was also the guys that were in control of the event. They kept on tweeting at me like, good job, way to use the format. And again, I'm looking down and no one's doing what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, sounds good.
Oh my god, I'm laughing so hard because I'm one of the dumb ones. Because I didn't know. I don't know, man. Format and Twitter and all that shit. I always get it wrong. So then I just resort back to release the Snyder Cut, and that's my getaway.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's all good. And you know what? It took me a long time to realize on Twitter is you ever see how people can like retweet a message but then put their own message above it.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it like has what they have to say,
Yeah,
but in the same
tweet.
tweet it has like the picture of like the original tweet or whatever.
Quote tweet.
It's retweet with a comment.
Right.
And I couldn't figure that out for the longest time. And I went to my wife and I was like, hey, I'm trying to retweet this with a comment. How do I do this? And then she's like, click on the retweet button, and I did, and it said, oh, retweet with a comment. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even notice that.
You got me dying over here, dog. Because that's the only way I retweet people is retweet with a comment.
I know, and everyone does it, and I'm sitting there like, I need to learn how to do this because this is really cool.
Oh my god, you're hilarious, bro. So
I appreciate that.
give everybody some parting shout outs. If you want to shout out to your crew or whoever else online, let them know what's up.
Shout outs. So I got Nerdy in Many Ways. I got T Flame. I got Fatal J. Who else? I got Jeffrey Warfield, The Watchtower.
Yep.
And then I got this new guy, Rogues Gallery Discussions. He just started up his YouTube channel the other day, and he was talking about it for a while. So he just actually put out his first video. So I'm going to shout him out because I appreciate that. I love it when people that comment on my videos are like, oh, man, I want to do something like this. I want to do something like this. I'm like, do it. And he finally did it. So I appreciate the hell out of that because I was one of those people that wanted to start it, and I finally did. And I'm so happy I did it. So I'm going to shout out those folks. Oh, and Prime 76. That's my crew right there.
Word. Well, I got later today. I'm gonna interview Jeffrey Warfield and T Flame, so that's why I'm happy that.
Together?
Yeah.
Oh man, I think Jeffrey's gonna take you deeper than you've ever gone before.
I've had him on the show before.
You have, and I watched that one, dude. I guess you know what happened, but in the middle of his video, it was like cut off, and then it went to like another video. Did you do that on purpose?
No, it cut off. It did that in rendering. I don't know what happened. I put the extra video in it, but his video, it was only maybe one more minute because he said goodbyes and stuff like that. But it cut off his goodbyes completely.
Oh, okay. So it was at the end anyway. Yeah, because I told him when I watched it, I was like, listen, it just cut off at the end and just went to something else.
Yeah, no, it was just basically already over, but it was his goodbyes that got cut out. I did see that.
Oh, okay.
Well, tell everybody where we can find you and how can we subscribe to you.
Well, you can find me on YouTube at Subjective Reviews. You can go on there and subscribe if you like the content. And then I'm on Twitter, which I'm at SubReviews41, I believe, or just type in Subjective Reviews and that should pop up. And on Facebook, Subjective Reviews, and then Instagram. Yeah, that's how you can find me.
Appreciate it, homie. Thanks for coming on the show.
No, thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. We got to do it again. So if you ever want to talk some shit, just do it on Go Deep.
All right, man. Sounds good.
All right, homie. Talk to you later.
All right. See ya.
Peace.